Please like, subscribe, and be sure to click that bell button for regular and exciting indie film content and your chance to be the first to engage with the Liftoff Global Network of Film Festivals as we embark on launching the careers of the filmmakers of tomorrow.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
I'm Carolyn.
I'm Lloyd.
And welcome to our weekly roundup and
plus
last looks for Tokyo.
Yeah, welcome. So we're just going to give you a couple recaps of the week.
Yes.
Or of what's going on for Liftoff. We just had yesterday an amazing networking session online with Tokyo Liftoff. It was incredible.
It was so cool meeting with filmmakers from around the world on this online networking event.
Yeah,
and
Peru and like some people in London.
And Amsterdam and India and it was awesome.
It was global.
Global.
And thank you to everyone who came. It was lovely. And then today we have an amazing thing happening. We have an actors workshop, which is quite a new thing we're starting up.
Yeah, we have a bunch of local actors, people who live near London, coming into Pinewood Studios here to our office, and we're going to teach them the ins and outs of what actors should do to get into indie film.
Which is really great.
It's really cool.
Pretty great for us too.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's just to say that Tokyo is ending on the 31st, the audience round.
The audience round.
So get your votes in.
Yes. So all of the films we're going to talk about today, head to watch them right away. Cast your votes because you only have until the 31st to cast those votes, because then all the films that are going to progress move into the network round where only our judges vote. Remember, we always have 2 types of voting. Yeah.
Amazing. And that also reminds me to say stay tuned for the second half, the last looks, where you're going to get another bit of an insight into some wonderful films.
Yes.
Yeah, which you found them all through the hub, right?
Through our member hub. So Liftoff Global Network, we're not just film festivals, but we're also a global network of filmmakers. And we have a members hub. And on that hub, the filmmakers talk with each other, to talk about their films, they talk about other films they've seen. So in the second half of this live stream, we are going to highlight 4 films as our last looks. And all of these films we found through the hub. We found through our members talking about the films they'd seen. And we're going to do a shout out to a few of our members who have been really active on that and in the networking. So stay tuned to the second half.
Amazing. So speaking of the hub, there's also the wonderful thing of professional membership. So I'm just going to pull up a video for you, and it's going to give you all the information you need, and hopefully it's exciting enough for you to jump in.
Yes.
Here we are.
Launch your career with Liftoff Professional Membership. For a yearly fee, you get the support to develop your ideas and get them exposed to a truly global audience. Membership includes free submissions to all Liftoff festivals and showcases, distribution for packaged projects where we will take your films and concepts to all of the major film markets, full production support. Liftoff will become your producer. Partner with the global network and let's work together to get your future projects funded, completed and released. There's so much more to professional membership, and you can find out everything you need to know by going to liftoff.network/membership. Liftoff is the launchpad for filmmakers and their careers.
What'd you look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. It's
So,
also just to mention the back to the voting, right? The network round, if you're a professional member, you can be voting in the network round, which is, I think, super exciting.
it is really exciting. So if you're interested in being a part of the global network, please look at the comments below. There's a link to finding out more.
Jump on in.
Yeah.
Shall we jump to it?
Yes.
Yes, the weekly roundup time.
This is so exciting because there's a lot of new films on this weekly roundup.
Right.
A lot
Yeah,
of
it's
films
true.
have received new audience votes.
Some great movement.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll jump into our first. Welcome to weekly roundup one more time, and we're going to jump into Sunset. Now the next 2 are from local, and all of the local that I mentioned have jumped up 2 votes this week.
Perfect.
So we're going to start off with Sunset, directed by Daryl Williams. And well done for jumping up another 2 votes.
Lovely. Let's
we
pull up a still and I will read the logline. Sunset is about the desire to hold on to something that will inevitably fade away like the setting sun. The film aims to convey the importance of gratitude and the beauty of farewells. A couple is shown together in a period of fading light.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next of local filmmakers, we have Okusama by Haruko Fujimoto. And I'll pull up a still. And that also jumped up 2 votes.
Cool. Japan in the 1920s. Kayo is a young housemaid working for a wealthy couple in Tokyo. Kayo feels a slight jealousy and admiration towards her mistress, yet the real situations for these two women might not be as they appear.
Nice.
Sounds very exciting.
Very cool. I want to see it.
Yeah.
And now we're going to jump into trendsetters. So well done to all the locals and your jumping of votes there. And we have a common mention.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing super well with the audience votes. Hampions by Crystal Kelly. Crystal Kelly. Jumped up 10 votes this week.
It's
Which
huge.
is massive.
That's huge.
I think last week was 8. So it's a very consistent big jump. So it's amazing. So like keep sharing it. It's amazing that you're getting these audience votes in. And you've got 23 audience votes. That's pretty
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, and I'll pull up a still for you.
Hampions documents Ham's beer enthusiasts. Hampions provides a brief history of Ham's beer as well as interviews beer sign collectors, Ham's family members, Ham's artists, and Ham's beer club members.
All right. And Walinong Sari by Eugene Fu. And this jumped up a vote this week. And well done for that movement.
So happy this film came to our attention. It's just beautiful. Look at this still. A warrior princess of Indurapura has to choose between a kingdom that comes with a strategic marriage or to follow her heart for a life of adventure with a man who truly understands her. This is a folklore known to many Malaysians who have yet to discover its true ending.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool. And then jumping into features.
Yes.
And we have quite a nice bit of movement here too. It's a film called Evinced by Richula Aladdin, and it jumped up 5 votes, which is again amazing. So well done on that movement. And again, features.
Yes. An anonymous user posting prediction videos on the country's future goes viral as they end up being right. However, things take a turn when the masked user must get the help from the detective that's hunting him down.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
So that was it
That's
for
our
Weekly Roundup. And now we're going to move into...
To our last looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just, again, well done to everyone that got mentioned there. You've been obviously getting your audiences in, and that's amazing to see.
Yeah.
So everyone keep bringing your audience in, and let's get your audience votes moving. You have until the 31st.
Yeah, it's an important thing to mention the audience, because as a filmmaker and in our festivals, you always have the people who are critiquing the film. So we have like our jurors who are rating the films, if you will. But then you also always have an audience that's coming in to watch. And so both of those votes really matter. And that is why we have the audience section and we also have the juror section of votes.
Yeah.
So well done getting those audience votes in.
Good stuff. Right, so I'm just going to scroll this down a second.
Okay.
We're going to jump into our last looks.
Okay, so last looks. What we are doing with these is we're highlighting 4 films really quickly that have caught our attention in the festival because of filmmakers' activity on the hub, right? So our members have been on the hub talking about these films that they have liked, or they have been in our networking events and focus group events.
Right.
So the first filmmaker we're going to shout out is Thomas Cusey Au. He has a documentary called Absent Guest, The Absent Guest. This is a short documentary, 7 minutes long. He is based in Amsterdam, but this documentary is from Malaysia.
Okay, cool.
And here's a still.
Lovely. And so the logline is that Kuan Siu Lian has been connecting with friends and relatives through her traditional cuisine. After her sudden passing, her daughters take up the responsibility of cooking the traditional cuisine, rediscovering the meaning behind her food and what makes it unique. That sounds really beautiful.
The film is so beautiful. Everyone should please go and take a look at it. He really captures humanity within this documentary. Basically what it is a family honoring and remembering the life of their mother through the food that she cooked. So the mother died during COVID. She caught COVID and passed away. And there's this beautiful moment in the film where the father in the family is helping make this very time-consuming, intricate, artistic food, and he's talking about his wife. And then there's a moment where you see the emotion catches up with him, and it's just a beautiful moment of documentary filmmaking that we capture that intimate moment.
Oh, beautiful! I want to see it. I will definitely watch it, Thomas. And then jumping through.
Our next one that we want to mention is Be Like Jose, or Se Como Jose. And this one comes to us from Ecuador. It's by director Leonardo Ortiz. He wrote and directed this piece. This was his final project at film school.
Okay.
And let's do the logline.
All right. So, in a famous program from the 60s, the protagonist, Jose, has to finish transcribing some documents to finish his day and go home. However, the narrator of the program becomes an impediment for Jose to fulfill his objective.
Okay, this film is so witty and so well acted. As we saw in that still, the character who plays Jose, I don't know if he actually has any dialogue.
Oh,
if he does, it's very minimal. And so it's all through his facial reactions, his body language.
Correct.
Brilliant, brilliant piece of dark comedy. Everyone, go take a look.
Nice.
It's also a short film.
Fantastic.
Well done, everyone. And thank you for sharing your work with us on the Member Hub. That's how we found it.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Jumping in.
Uh-huh. Cassandra. Okay, so Cassandra comes to us from Scottish filmmaker Ivar Wigan, but this is a French film.
Nice, okay.
Something that's really interesting about Ivar, I just want to say, is that this is his first film. Cassandra is his first film. And guys, take a look and be wowed. It's
Cool.
beautiful. So he comes from a background as a fine art photographer, and he recently signed with Academy Films in London. Oh man, this film is beautiful.
Wow.
Okay, so let's look at a still.
5 girls born to French families of the African diaspora are confronted with a murder. On an uninhabited island near Marseille, the girls battle to find the truth and escape back to civilization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ivar does, there's just so many beautiful shots of the ocean and the girls swimming through the ocean, but then the story is also very, very captivating.
Right, wow.
As we have jealousy and murder and cover-ups and it's also a lovely nod to mythology. If you're a mythology buff, with Cassandra being the blind prophet, there's a bit of a lovely nod to that. So
that makes me think of the poster, and I was about to say I love the poster. And
yeah.
Wow,
It's cool
that's
stuff.
Cool.
And our final film we want to talk about for Last Looks, we're so happy to shout this one out. Feluca. So Roy, you're in the chat. Hello, Roy.
Hey, Roy.
We just want to do a big shout out to director Roy Matthew Manapalil. He has been so active on the Hub. Not only he'll occasionally talk about his film, but he's always talking about other filmmakers' work and encouraging them and supporting them. We just think he is a wonderful person, and we're really excited for him and his work as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
He doesn't come from a filmmaking background. He had another career that he spent most of his life doing, but he's passionate about film and created this film with a very high budget. I think the budget was $200,000 US.
Nice.
Created this feature-length film, and let's look at a still, and you can give the log line.
Dulika, which means pen, is a family story of writer Chandra Menon, who published his stories under the name Shalini, his wife's name. It is a movie filled with romance, comedy, and songs.
So there you have it, Feluca. Go and take a look. And Roy, thank you again for being such a wonderful Hub member and human being.
Thank you, Roy.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone.
Yeah.
And
that is it.
That is all.
So that was our weekly update. That was our last looks as Tokyo is coming to an end. And we now are going to remind you that if you want to see any of these films, go and buy your ticket right away. There's a link down in the comments for where you can buy your tickets. Buy your ticket, cast your vote, and remember, for your vote to count, you have to vote for how many films? 2. You have to vote for 2 films.
And there's many questions that pop into my mind regarding voting, and I just remembered
We have a
we have
voting
a
video.
voting video just for you. Here we are.
Our online festivals are designed to bring much-needed new eyes to true indie film. They are a tried and tested method of providing a platform of diverse work to a large audience. The voting process is specifically created to engage people with the collection. Once you purchase the program, to watch the films you'll be sent a ticket email which contains your personal link to sign up to the festival, along with your voting code and link. Before the festival closes, head to the email again to cast your vote. Entering the code in the email will give you access to the form, which will then ask you to select your 2 favourite films and provide some feedback on the projects. Throughout the festival, we'll be running events on our YouTube channel, such as live festival updates, free workshops, and promotional filmmaker interviews. Filmmakers will also receive daily updates from the festival. Thank you for participating in the Lift Off Film Festival and supporting indie film.
There you are. Now you know how to vote.
Now you know how to vote.
Perfect.
So go watch some films, go vote,
And enjoy the rest of the festival.
yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, and shout out to Artem also on the chat. He said, good job,
Yeah.
Roy.
Hey, Artem. Cool.
All right,
Well,
have a good one.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.